Hello and welcome back to the channel. If it's your first time tuning in, thank you so much for tuning in. Hello, welcome to this YouTube channel. Thank you so much for joining us once again today. I'm Magical Blessing, and in this channel we inspire young minds, break limiting beliefs and overcome life challenges. Today we'll be talking about being shameless, and this is the third episode of Prep Tips for 2022. You guys already know we've been dealing on series for the past few days. These tips will help us prepare our mind for 2022, and today we'll be talking about being shameless. If this topic sounds exactly like what you want to hear, kindly sit back, relax, and keep watching. We are already in the third episode of Prep Tips for 2022. In case you haven't watched the first episode or the second episode, I'll be pinning them to this particular episode so you watch the first, second before the third. And I assure you that these episodes will bless your life and they will help prepare us for 2022. Being shameless is one topic we don't usually talk about, but I decided to talk about it in one of these episodes because shame has caused a lot of people from doing great things. And in this video we'll be tackling shame. We really need to be shameless to achieve whatsoever we desire. Sometimes we want to do great things, sometimes we want to live the kind of life we love. We are ashamed of what the society will think about us. We are ashamed of what people will say about us. We end up not doing anything. Shame is very dangerous. Being ashamed of doing things is very dangerous. Now, I'll be talking about what I meant by being shameless. I'll be telling us scenarios where we need to be shameless and where we need to be ashamed. For example, in terms of doing bad things, you need to be ashamed of doing bad things. Of course, you need to be ashamed of doing anything bad, anything illegal, because it can give you a bad reputation. It will give you a bad reputation. But whenever it comes to doing something that is related to destiny, doing something that is related to your vision, something that stands you out, then you need to be shameless. You need to be shameless. I've encountered a lot of people. They told me that the reason why they don't want to do a particular thing is because they are ashamed of what people will say about them. They are ashamed of how the society will see them. A lot of people has great vision. They had great destiny. But because of what the society will think about them, because they are ashamed of deploying that, they end up not doing anything, abandoning something just because they are ashamed of what people will think about them. Gone are those days when people should be ashamed of living the kind of life they want to live. If you are still ashamed of living the kind of life you want to live, the kind of life God has called you to live, then something is wrong somewhere. You need to correct that mentality, because I don't know where we are getting this mentality. I don't know, because of the kind of environment we are into or the kind of influence around us. We tend to be ashamed of doing things that you know that this is what God has called you to do. This is what you are destined to do. And you are just ashamed of deploying your gift. You are ashamed of being who you are called to be. You don't want people to talk negative things about you. You don't want people to feel differently about you. I want to let you know something. If you choose to be good, people will talk about you. If you choose to be bad, people will still talk about you. They talk about you either negatively or positively. So, what I'm trying to say is that whichever way you want it, people will still talk about you. Why not choose to be shameless concerning anything that has to do with your destiny, your gifting, your life, being your best you? Why not choose to be shameless? Forget about what people say. Close your ears so you don't hear what people are saying. Focus on what you are called to do. You shouldn't be ashamed. This year is already coming to an end. This particular episode is to help us in preparation for 2022. As you are about to step into 2022, you need to decide no more shame. You must be shameless to achieve whatsoever thing you want in life. Anything great, you need to be shameless to achieve it. If you carry this mentality of being ashamed of doing great things, then forget it, because it will take you nowhere. It will take you nowhere. I'll tell you about myself. Some time ago, I used to be this person that is ashamed of doing things, ashamed of living the kind of life I want. I was very much ashamed of living the kind of life I wanted. Back in 2019, I decided that never again. Because all this while I lived that kind of life, there was nothing to tell about me. There was nothing. I was just the same, and the same. Nothing was changing, nothing was growing, nothing was moving. But immediately I decided to change that mentality, to drop it aside and be shameless about whatsoever my heart desires, about everything or anything I want. Things began to change. Things began to fall in place. So the reason why I'm telling you this is that you should take that decision. Close your ears so you won't hear what people are saying, because definitely people must talk. People must say things, but you should decide not to react to whatsoever they are saying. Be you, do you, and care less about whatsoever anybody is saying. If you keep on listening to what they are saying, you will go nowhere. You will still remain at a spot. But when you choose to move forward, focus, and care less about whatsoever anybody is saying, then your breakthrough will begin. Choose to be shameless when it comes to destiny matter. Choose to be shameless when it comes to your gifting. Choose to be shameless when it comes to things that stands you out. Choose to be shameless. Please, maybe this particular thing has affected you in your previous years, but do not let it affect you in the year 2022. Do not let it affect you. Choose to be shameless. I'll be giving you another example about someone. There's this person, she's into public speaking. And one time I was discussing with her, she told me that the reason why she's not into public speaking fully is because she's ashamed of making mistake, ashamed of grammatical blunder and all sort of public speaking mistakes. According to her, she said that is the more reason why she don't want to continue with the public speaking until she further develop herself before she can continue. Now, I told her, you think learning public speaking is by keeping quiet, sitting at a spot and developing yourself without even deploying what you are learning? If you really want to do well in whatsoever you are doing, either you are learning it or developing yourself in it, the secret is that as you are developing yourself or as you are learning that particular skill, you need to be deploying it immediately so you can further develop yourself. Imagine sitting down, acquiring a lot of knowledge, and you are not even practicing what you are learning. It doesn't make sense. If you are learning something, learning a skill, learn to practice it immediately, instantly. That was what I told her. A lot of things has caused a lot of people to abandon their gifts, their talent, what God has assigned them to do. This is the more reason why a lot of people God has called into the field are doing nothing about it, because they are ashamed. Guys, you need to be shameless about anything good, anything great, anything beautiful. You need to be shameless to achieve anything beautiful. Stop thinking about what people think of you. These people you are thinking about what they think of you, it will get to a point that they won't have anything to say anymore about you. I know the beginning stage might be so or a little bit difficult for you, but you need to persevere, keep pushing, keep moving. It will get to a point none of them will have anything to say. So my point is, you don't need to be ashamed of doing good things. Be shameless when it comes to destiny matter. Be shameless when it comes to your gifting, your talent. 2022 should be your year of doing things without being ashamed of what people will say about you. Do not be ashamed of making mistakes. Do not. Because this is the major point. A lot of people are ashamed of that mistake. That mistake is what is scaring a lot of people away from their destiny. Do not be ashamed of mistake. At the initial stage, mistake will happen. Sure, it will happen because you've never treaded on that road before. This is your first time. You will make mistake as a beginner. You will make mistake, but as time goes on, you will learn better. You will develop yourself better. You will become better at it. So, do not be ashamed of mistake. It's those mistakes that will help build you up for a better you. Do not be ashamed of it. Alright guys, you're already coming to the end of this particular episode, and I do really hope you learned a lot of things. I hope you got a lot of value. If you're really inspired by this video, why not give it a thumbs up? Let us know what you think down the comment section about this subject matter. If you haven't subscribed to this YouTube channel, please subscribe. Hit on the notification bell to always get notified anytime we drop new video. And it will be great if you share this video to your friends, to your family members, to your loved ones. And thank you so much. I still remember myself, much good lesson, and I hope to talk to you soon in my next video.